And now, uh, man, I'm asking myself one simple question, and please, someone make me understand this in the comment section here on YouTube or on TikTok, whichever place you're watching this video from. What is toxic masculinity, and where is the line between what is not toxic masculinity and what is toxic masculinity? And here's my submission or my understanding of all this. There is nothing like toxic masculinity. And I really hate to be the bearer of the bad news that there is something like toxic masculinity, because I believe personally toxic masculinity does not exist. Who uses the term toxic masculinity? It's women who use this term toxic masculinity. But not all women. A certain group of women are the ones that use the term toxic masculinity to justify what is unjustifiable or something that they have never experienced. And how comes it's women who are defining what is toxic masculinity, but men cannot say, oh, this is toxic masculinity and this is not? It's because women, when they cannot put you in a certain box, what they do is they they guilt you, then they shame you, then they use all the tactics to make sure you can fit in one specific box. Because I was having a conversation, I think it was yesterday. I'm making this recording on Sunday morning. I was having Sunday afternoon rather. I was having a conversation yesterday on Twitter Spaces, and a lady came up and she was like, uh, "That's toxic masculinity." The way that Chris, you're talking to the other person. I'm like, what do you define by toxic masculinity? Then she introduces another term. The term was called positive masculinity and negative masculinity, I think. And all these things, when I was listening to it, and I was like, all these terms, they don't exist. Probably this is a lady that has never really experienced being in a masculine frame, being around a masculine frame of a man. And therefore, what she does is she throws terms out there to justify her point. As a man, if I am doing something wrong and my fellow man can use any language that he sees fit to say, Chris, whatever you're doing here is wrong, and I will take it. That's why when women go into the spaces of men, where men are just behaving like men, either they see it as childishness, or they see it as toxic, or they see it as risky, they see it as dangerous, they see it as I'll say, I've already said childish, and then they term it toxic masculinity. If today I do something wrong, my brother will come to me and they will go straight to the point and they will say, Chris, whatever you're doing here, A, B, C, and D is wrong. Stop that nonsense. And I will listen to that without any problem. But for women, they'll be like, oh, you're being toxic. So, gentlemen, there's nothing like toxic masculinity. And ladies, before you go and say, oh, that's toxic masculinity, I'm here to inform you. Toxic masculinity does not exist. Because when the time of danger comes, there's no woman that says, oh, he's toxic. No, no, no. The man that is competent is the one that will stand up to go and do the things that must be done. Take an example. Now in the United States of America, they are preparing for their general elections. And in these general elections that they are preparing, this is what they're saying. Even those women who hated Trump, they're like, oh, no, 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 no. We want President Trump to come back. 4 years ago, they called him all manner of names, misogynist, chauvinist, and all these names that women guilt men with. But today, who do they go to? That man that they gave all those names. Why? Because they have seen the dangers that a weak man is capable of doing to a great nation. One of my favorite books that I enjoy reading this book is Hard Times Create Strong Men. Strong men, they create good times, and good times create weak men, and weak men creates hard times. Now in the global leadership of the world, we are being led by weak men, both in the West and in Africa. And the few men who can stand up solidly to come and call things and put things to order, what names are they being given? Warlord, criminal, toxic masculinity. Who does the world need now? Does the world need someone like Biden? And of course, this is not meant to be political. No. Who does the world need right now? The world need strong men that can come up and stand up to these weak men. Now, let's take it even a bit further. Take someone like the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. The West might have painted this man in the many aspects that the West can. And then take someone like Donald Trump. These two presidents, they have their weaknesses, don't get me wrong. They have their sides, don't get me wrong. But one thing brings them together all the time. When these two agree on policies and everything, all the weak men, all the other weak men in leadership, they bow down to their words and to their leadership. And this is what gives these weak men in the world today a sense of seeing that yes, we can do something. Is because they all work in groups. While strong men, one is working on their own, the other one is working on their own, and the other one is doing things on their own. So it's high time that strong men now be able to come together and work together. Now, let's take that geopolitics and let's now bring it here into the present world where we are today. Women with a strong masculine man that is providing leadership for them, or on the other end, they have a weak man that cannot provide a single bit of leadership to this woman. At the beginning, yes, they say, yes, we want this kind of man. This is the one that can do the things that we want him to do. But in reality, no. In the long term, no, because this one is most likely to be the one that will disappoint them the most. Okay, a girl likes two guys. One of them whom she really, really does like, and the other one puts pressure on her and he tells her things have to be done in this and this and this manner. Who do you think this girl is likely to listen to? Probably, chances are, she's going to listen to the one that she likes, even though he does not call her on her bullshit. And then, probably the one that she likes, she's going to dump him. No, you're not exciting me enough. I'll go for the other one, the one that entertains my bullshit and everything. When things go wrong, it's like, now I can go back to the one that was calling me out. Like, I'll tell my girls, yeah, you have to start reading books, or you have to start doing things that are improving their lives. You want to take it? Okay, fine. If you don't want to take it, then what else can I do? There's nothing I'm going to do to you. But when the real thing now gets to be here with us, then another example: a girl gets pregnant by a weak man. This weak man is likely, probably, he will vanish, he will avoid to take his responsibilities, he will run away from everything and just let things be. Whereas a very strong man, whom most of them they are called controlling, insecure, and all the names that they can be given. Whereas this strong man will say, okay, fine, yeah, you go pregnant. Are you willing to keep the pregnancy? Because now it's a free choice. Yes, I'll keep the pregnancy. Then you come under my leadership and I get to leave you. Because I get to lead you. There's no way I will have authority over you without having control over you, or without I cannot be the one taking care of you without having any form of degree or authority over you. You want to go to the club? No, you're not going, because I know how dangerous that is. Or you want to do this? No, you cannot do that. Or you want to dress a certain way? If I'm not comfortable with that, no, you're not doing it. And this is why the feminists hate strong men, because strong men will stand up to them and tell them exactly no to their faces. But the weak men, oh, they caress these women, and they they worship them. And in the long run, by the way, women hate men that worship them. If you are the man that will be worshiping your woman 24/7, they hate that thing. And I'm saying this now out of my very own experience. I've been there before, I've seen it, and I know how it feels. So it's high time now that men out there, be the strongest version that you can possibly be. And as I finish this recording, in the words of Jordan Peterson, he says, a good man is a dangerous man. Is the man who was a sword and knows how to keep it sheathed. So you're capable of harming someone, but you choose not to. You're capable of doing damage to any other individual out there, but you choose not to. But weak men, when things are not going their way, they will fight, they will beat, they will even go to the extent of killing those that are not giving them their way. So, as I began this video and the whole explanation that I've given you, there is nothing like toxic masculinity. It's just an idea that makes women convince men that being a man in this way, shape, and form is toxic. That toxic nonsense does not exist. And what exists is masculine and feminine, and that's it. If, as a man today, I find myself quarreling, exchanging words, or fighting with a woman, I've already lost. I am part of the weak association group of men. But if I know I can walk away from any conversation where I'm being disrespected, I am more than happy and willing to walk away. That's exactly what will make a man. So, my brothers and men listening to me here, don't degrade yourself to that level. If she quarrels with you all the time, be willing to give yourself some level of respect, some level of dignity, and always be willing to walk away. Because your pride should always be the thing that will come first. Anything else that comes in between is a joke. Nothing like toxic masculinity. It's only a man and a woman, and that's it. See you guys. Don't forget to give me one of these. Subscribe to this channel, and yeah, comment there your opinion of when you're called toxic, because it's the name that I've been called many times. But everyone who's called me that, they know for a fact that I do not give a solitary flying fuck